And I think this is also one of the pushbacks of Obama. Like, thank you, Obama, but representation just ain't good enough. We actually need not just representation, not just access, but actual power to make those changes. Representation, and that's something that our grandparents fought for, to get that one. Like, no, we need somebody who has the one and the power to change things, you know. So I think that's some of the things that are different now too.
And I think that the last thing I want to say about the national race before we start to jump into the local end as well, and Chris, I'll start with you on this, is that, you know, you mentioned that Barack Obama time period there, and about, you know, that representation and what that means. Excuse me. I've also seen that we've had a lot of politicians, or a lot of people that have been inspired to be seen and to be represented. Do you think it's a more complex time to be both a candidate and to be a voter than ever before, simply because of the duality of things that you have to do? You have, and I'll give an example of what I mean. I'll go back to Kamala Harris, you know, who is an African-American, who is also biracial, who is also a woman, who carries all of these different elements within her, you know, but she's got to speak to all those different things and do that balancing act. Whereas, you know, in the past, at least, we've seen, I think just as recently as the Obama election, you saw people were like, that is a Black person. That's who I want to get behind as minorities. But in the last, you know, 10 to 12 years, it seems like everybody in the wake of Obama has taken up wanting to have their own individual representation for their own, you know, what serves them directly too. So, you know, coming back, bringing that all back around, do you think it's more complicated now to be both a voter and a candidate at this particular time and have that balancing act of concerns?
No, you know what? I believe that, I mean, at the end of the day, you are who you are. And I think that you should be true to yourself and true to the people that you were trying to represent, in a sense of, look, if I'm not from a certain place, or if I'm not, or if my background isn't something, I'm not going to try to replicate that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna stick to what's real. And I think that that's one thing that we loved about Obama. I think he didn't try to be something that he was not. And I think that that's all that we are asking from our representatives and people who are on the ballot. Look, just keep it real with us, and we will support you, or we won't, because eventually it all comes out, you know. So
absolutely.
And in a sense of it being a complex thing, no, I think that Kamala is who she is. I think she is extremely strong, and she believes that she could win this as herself, not as something that she is duplicating or trying to fake. I think that she is a strong reason why a lot of African Americans are going to come out and probably support Biden, because a lot of people, you know, they may be talking about staying home. We don't know. I mean, I don't know, but I know that for me, I'm more excited to come out and vote for her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Versus anything else. And I don't think that it's a time where it's more complex though.
Polo, before I jump to you, I wanted to add on to that point real quick, and and apologize for cutting in line. You know, I remember how I felt in 2008, or was it 2007? Whatever it was, years blend together, a lot of drinks ago. But you know, I think about how I felt that morning getting up to go and vote for Barack Obama, you know, who was it was such an unbelievable thing, you know, as a Black male, to see that being possible. It was also an unbelievable thing as a Black person. One of the things that's kind of crazy though is that as I was casting my vote, and I voted a few weeks ago, all these things going on almost made me lose out on the moment until I was getting ready to vote, saying, oh, damn, I'm getting ready to vote for a Black woman to be vice president of the United States, which resonated differently than Barack the first or the second time, which were both very different experiences. It resonated differently than when Hillary Clinton was running, when it was more of like an intrigue thing to me, like, wow, a woman is the top of a ticket for president of the United States. That's something you know, the way that my mind was formed and things I believed, I just didn't see. So I'm really excited for the women that are getting the opportunity to see themselves be embodied in that place. And I hope that no matter what happens is that it opens up that door for them to be voting for her for the top of a ticket one day, or a person that truly embodies them the same way. Because that's still, whether we believe in the impact of what the president can do or anything like that, like you were saying, representation matters, and seeing that it be embodied matters, and it's a stepping stool to other things. So I just wanted to say that, because I do think that there are people that are going to be going to vote that are going to have that feeling and have that I'm here to support on that alone. And that might be the only thing they vote for you.
Oh, definitely. And so I don't know if it's necessarily as more complex, but I think it's different challenges now in 2020, especially with it comes to interest groups, right? When we're talking about a Black woman, and unfortunately, I don't like all the divisiveness that does happen that comes with a Black woman, because unfortunately, and that's one thing I think this election is doing, is also kind of like exposing or forcing different conversations to happen. Almost, it seems like it's organic, but it's not, because it's almost like being forced. Like the whole discussion. Now, also, I'm not sure why the DNC decided to go with not one but two people who had baggage when it comes to the with the justice system. I don't know why they decided to go that route. I don't know. I'm not up there. And my choice would have been for Stacey Abrams from Georgia to actually bring a state with her, because California already going with Kamala. The AKAs already they're already coming with Kamala. You ain't got to worry about the AKAs, right? You ain't got to worry about the
Scroll to the polls.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I'll tell you what, I've never seen this type of unity between Deltas and AKAs at any point in my life.
It's very true. Very true. Right. So I was like, and I also know that white women love Stacey Abrams. I don't know why they love Stacey Abrams so much, but white women love Stacey Abrams. So I'm like, so then the discussion then becomes like, oh, what about the Black men? And it's frustrating to hear some people once again get stuck in that. I'm also excited. Again, I'm not a big fan of Kamala. I think Chris is more of a fan than I am, but I think that is a time to, like you said, like just honor the moment that somebody who went to HBCU, who's in a Black Greek letter organization, could literally be the next president. So that's huge, and unfortunately, all the divisiveness sometimes block those things. So I think, and let me say this. They said that these are the oldest presidents or the oldest candidates we're ever voting for. So there's also a great chance, and I wish there would even been more emphasis on the vice president debate, because there's a great chance that one of these people who are running as vice president right now will be the president, because we are voting for the oldest candidates ever.
Well, they asked the question during the debate, in the vice presidential debate, and that was one of the smartest moves that both of them made to back away from that. I mean, that was Deion Sanders level backpedaling when they brought that up. And I was just like, it's true, but it's one of those things where it's like, all right, we'll get there, but I mean, yeah, but it's certainly something that people are thinking about for sure. Go ahead, Chris.
Marco, no, I just wanted to defend something that you just said. So I think that you are right. Like, I think that anytime where you have someone who is in a certain seat past a certain level, they will get the blame for whatever happens around that time dealing with justice. And so with Kamala, I'm gonna just say that, I mean, she was the top cop for that state. So at that time, and in terms of the amount of African-American males that were locked up, or they claim that she helped put in jail, I don't think that it is what's being put out there. I believe that a lot of those policies were policies that were already in place when she got there. I think that she was in the process of changing a lot of them, and she just became a victim of circumstance, a victim of someone that was in that seat at that time. But I'm gonna say this too: some African Americans commit crimes. Some, not